There we go. All right. Here we go. We're now on to the combat and gameplay, which I know this is going to be the hotbed of stuff. Greetings! The new year is upon us, a particularly exciting one. At that, the 10th anniversary of the Elder Scrolls Online begins this year and surely be a celebration to remember. With it, the combat team has been working diligently, preparing the game for scribing, and the update holds a few of the meteor adjustments and balancing to prepare for that system. Traditionally, the first update of the year focuses on targeting larger systems within combat itself, as well as more in-depth reworks or additions to existing abilities, item sets, etc. This will be seen as well. Granted, that might not rock the boat as much as other years after, but the boat is pretty huge. Yes, please don't rock the boat too much. That was the only thing when we heard about scribing that I got a little worried. I'm like, you just got it. I mean, you got... Arcanist is a little strong, but things are kind of in a good place. Don't go too crazy. The cruising between high on Galen, right? All right. Our goals of this update focus mainly on the following: improving experience of status effects, making damage shields slightly more interactive with the major minor system, improving taunts visibility and readability, targeting some underloved play styles and abilities with shakeups to their functionality and visuals. All right, status effects were our main priority, as almost all of them have received new additionally functionality changes to help make them feel more diverse from one another. For example, Poison has been adjusted to deal execute scaling damage, while Concuss deals bonus damage to recently affected targets. Please see a doctor if you experience repeated concussions. In addition, all the direct damage status effects, Sundered, Overcharged, Concussed, Chill, and Disease, have received significant damage increases to help them compare better with their overtime counterparts. Of course, with the adjustments to status effects comes plenty of knock-on effects. So we have other changes to abilities, passives, and item sets in tandem. Damage shields now will interact with major and minor vitality and defile to make building around them or countering them more available. Taunt will now display how many times a taunt has recently been taunted in the buff tray. Taunt immunity now displays unique visual effects to help improve clarity and understanding, and taunt immunity is both harder to experience and less devastating. But you still want to have it happen. So is that kind of like a... Oh, no, that's taunt immunity. I'm thinking of something else. All right. Moving on. Let's see. Our primary focus for class adjustments. This update was on the Sorcerer class, where we see a sizable amount of feedback over the years of how the class feels significantly weak. Really? Weaker? When not using pets, as well as lacking many support options for the group interaction. Okay. To remedy this, we've reworked a handful of morphs passes and tweaked a few numbers on abilities. I thought Sorc was like the, next to the Arcanist, the most overpowered class. Am I wrong? Am I thinking of this? That's why you can have like a lazy Sorc and do heavy attacks and cast like 2 skills and you're like immune to everything. Encase has received numerous improvements to make it more user applicable. Restraining Prison has been reworked to Vibrant Shroud. It's now an area effect burst heal ability that also enfeebles enemies. While Daedric Minefield is now Daedric Refuge, which grants you and the allies a damage shield when walking over its area. In addition to these bigger reworks, the Expert Summoner passive now offers a dynamic for both pet builds and non-pet builds. Make sure to read more into the Sorcerer section to see the specific adjustments. I'm really looking forward to the Sorc update. I've never played mine anymore because she's not much fun with friends. Ah, gotcha. Interesting. Trying historic updates out? Nice. We've also made big changes to one of the more polarizing necromancer abilities, Blast Bones. Oh, what's happened with Blast Bones? Both Blast Bones and Stalking Blasts have been overhauled and renamed Sacrificial Bones and Grave Lord Sacrifice. Both versions now summon a skeleton that will sacrifice themselves to the caster to enhance your necromancer abilities, and damage over time effects for a duration, with Grave Lord Sacrifice increasing the duration and allowing you to cast a corpse consuming ability on yourself. We specifically did this to help reduce the intense demand and complex rotation required of the class, as Blast Bones demands an activation once every 3 seconds minimum, making it very difficult to maximize and play around. For those who do enjoy the class's current flow, however, we've made sure to leave Blighted Blast Bones as its original form, albeit slightly cheaper to cast. You continue summoning skeletons hell-bent on blowing your foes to there. Okay. Blighted Blast Bones. Sure, Zydo's already thinking about updating Easy Circ build? Yeah. So, both Blast Bones and Stalking Blasts have been overhauled and renamed as Sacrificial Bones and Grave Lord Sacrifice. Grave Lord Sacrifice increasing the damage on the corpse. Blast Wars, man, like that. Make sure to leave Blighted Blast Bones. Wait, I'm getting confused with the names. So I thought the two morph names are Sacrificial Bones and Grave Lord Sacrifice. So where does the Blighted Blast Bones come in? Is it a different skill? Oh, Blighted is the unmorphed name. Thank you. So Sacrificial Bones must be the blowing up one. Disease version stays the same. The flame version got renamed. Okay. While the above listed changes were our main focus, you still expect to see additional balance tweaks, bug fixes, and other miscellaneous adjustments also along the way. So please make sure to check the rest of the patch notes below. We look forward to seeing all the new ideas, feedback to come in, so please make sure to provide feedback in the regular sections from the team. We wish you all Happy New Year, warm sands, and we hope to see you in Tamriel. All right. In general, fix the issue with Bash. Fix an issue where abilities offered a passive slot. Fix where knockback abilities, sort of projectiles, made additional back-end adjustments to taunt. Where taunt enemy is additional debuff. We talked about that. No, taunt will only generates a stack beyond 1. Reduce the duration of taunt. Taunt immunity now lasts for 7 seconds. Taunt immunity now actively flushes previous taunts. Taunt immunity now plays a very distinct visual. I don't know a lot about taunts. We're continuing to try and aid visibility and understanding one of the most of the hidden but important mechanics of tanks. Knowing by adding additional player visible fields with taunts so you don't need to rely on add-ons to see important behaviors. Got it. Let's see. So made several adjustments to the status effects to ensure that they're closer to the powers of one another rather than clearly favoring damage over time status effects like burning, poison, and hemorrhaging. While these effects will likely still remain stronger in terms of total damage production, we significantly increase the damage that other status effects deal with their application, while others adding more flavor for each effect. Burning reduces the damage of the status effect by 6%. The value was the standard for the power for all other status effects. Chill increased the damage of this status effect by 106%! Let's go! We're getting chilled. We're getting chilled. Hey, 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 we're getting chilled. We're getting chilled. To get chilled. But boom. That's the buff you saw. Okay, so someone said, I forgot who it was, that there's one buff and then there's one takeaway. So chill, there's the buff. Concussed increases the damage of the stat set by 100%. Exploiter is not concussed. Exploiter is not concussed, right? Read on. Okay. Things are about to get frosty. Additional... well, at least so far. This operates the same way as Wall Elements does. Okay. Disease increased the damage buff by 88%. This effect now deals additional damage in a 6-meter radius around the target. Ooh, nice. Hemorrhaging. That's for Barry. Reduce the damage of the status effect by 58% per tick. The effect now stacks up to 3 times, increasing the damage to 100% per stack. Okay. This result in a 25% damage increase when at the maximum stacks. Less damage, you cannot consistently keep the stacks active. As such, damage now updates dynamically per tick. Okay. So working more like Carve now, yeah. Poison. Reduce the damage of status effect by 30% per tick. Reduce the duration to 4 seconds, down from 6. The damage now is considered execute damage and deals up to 100% bonus damage to targets under 100% health. As such, the damage now updates dynamically per tick. Sundered increased the damage of the stats effect by 106. The effect also grants 100 weapon or spell. Bears are good at carving. They are. So trap debuff, but Necroscythe is good now. Okay. So spoil. For too long had the status effects of burning, poison, hemorrhaging reign supreme over their direct damage cousins. In efforts to both align the power of status effects and improve the flavor of each of them provides, we've done a large pass on the values and functionality in hopes that this system will become more impactful for builds that damages types of flame, poison, or bleed. Over time, status effects now have minor differences that give them a purpose and edge. Flame damage is a staple standard that offers consistent damage. Poison shines in execute phases, while bleed shine when constantly applied and maintained. Directed. Hey, thanks for the follow, Blaze. Direct damage status effects now deal much more damage than before. Granted, they will still deal less overall damage per application, as they will offer their effects as well. To make up for the lack of total damage, we're also adding more utility to these effects to help facilitate each damage type focus on. We've opted to not enhance Chill's additional effect, as it already has a unique functionality for those frosty ones out there. Frosty ones out there! That's me! That's me! Alright. I can understand that. Did they only add new houses, or did they add more housing slots or anything cool? 2 new houses, but this is not like the housing thing that we're getting in quarter 3. This is just showing new houses. Stay frosty, my friends. Zyno talking about putting a disease glyph on your lightning staff now for the extra AoE buff. Ooh, there you go. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, because there's stuff on there that you can do. Major minor vitality. Update these buffs to increase the healing received and the shield strength. Major minor defile updated the debuffs of healing and stuff. That's probably just, yeah. Damage effects. Now remember, all these numbers can change. All these numbers can change. So don't go nuts. All right. Before I start this, I'm wondering if they brought the Arcanist down a little bit. Let's see. Herald of the Tome. Fake card. Reduce the damage done by this ability and its morphs by 7% per tick. Here it comes. Here it comes. The Arcanist nerf. Everybody's gonna be yelling out loud all over the earth. The Arcanist is dead now. We don't have any power. They nerfed our favorite class now. Everybody go to Frostagon. That's another clip. We got 3 good clips today of me singing. Yeah, I mean, not crazy about fake art, but you know it was stuff. Stop it. You know it was overpowered. It's so overpowered. Fake art reduces damage, but we got a whole year of it. We got to go a whole year of it being overpowered. Yeah, it was bound to happen. Everybody kind of saw this. Yeah. We like it, or it's true. But usually we don't get a full year of it. We got a full year of the Arcanist being like definitely the top dog. Yeah. But I love my Arcanist. It's still going to be awesome. It's now, though, if you wanted to play another class, you could. Where this, you're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's been so OP. So 7% per tick. Pragmatic Fake Out reduces the potency of the damage shield. Yeah, so the shield's a little less. Fixing the issue where the shield did not have a max health limit like the other shields. The shield is now limited to 50% of your max health. Yeah, it was too much. Here we go. Now that the Arcanist has been out for over half a year, we're utilizing a lot of data we're seeing to make cautious. I know, Wardens, that's kind of why, well, not why, but I kind of could see this coming. So, I'm like, let's get into Frostagon. Seeing to make cautious adjustments to the class. Our goals here is to slightly peel back an ease of damage production the class has and hopes to incentivize slightly more complex rotations to regain the damage while simultaneously cleaning up some morph power disparity and oversight, with Pragmatic being a little too defensive power and not following typical damage shield behaviors. Frostagon commercial. Solero, did you ever get that one that I was doing? Was it at the very beginning of it where I was singing the Restitution? What a shame. That one. Chasing the meta is like a job, and it really is. And this thing was definitely that. Yeah, today. It's at the very beginning that I don't want to scroll too much in everything. I was, because they were talking about the 2 dungeons and the name of the, what are they called? The resolutions? Restitutions? Despite really liking us, I still always fall back to your Templars. There you go. There are 4 today. This latest one, I don't think it's pooped out since then. But at the very beginning, when I go through the dungeons, there's a thing on there I start to just sing about they're called like the Revolution, the Restitution. It's something Oceans. They should not have waited this long to make the change. Squig, yeah. I mean, they gave it to us for a while. Yeah. Psijic Legion reduces the passive increase to apply status effect to 55%, down from 75% to make up for the status effect buffs of these update. The Imperfect Ring increases the radius of this ability and Fulminating Room Morph to 6 meters, up from 5 to better match visual effects. The Rune Break Synergy from all of these versions of ability is now 6 meters, up from 5. Rune is Displacement, increase the radius of the morph to 10 meters, up from 8 to better match its visuals. Try to, yeah. Solero, if you can. If you can't, if it's too much bother, don't worry. I know where I did. I can always clip it later. So, cumulative room forms. Pockful Gate, the patch between the worlds morph fix an issue where the morph synergy can be activated in some situations it should not have. Arcanist Domain. Xena's Empowering Disc. Fix the issue where the buffs granted by this ability would be removed from all allies if the caster ability died. I'm not crazy. It's a classic crazy person. No, it doesn't look like they didn't do the rune dot. So a couple of status effect and the pragmatic. Basically, it was, like I said, it was too powerful. And you know what? 7% is not that huge of a nerf. They could have gone bigger. They could have gone like 25%. Yeah. Yeah, too big of a shield and too big of a, the ticks on the stuff. So yeah, they could have gone more. So I think 7% is reasonable. Because we all saw it. Considering all the things, it sounds like they didn't get super. No. That's why they say cautiously. But there's going to be some people, because it's now their new main, that they're just going to go off the handle with it and stuff. But no, you're going to be it's still going to be the most powerful, because of that beam. All right, Dragonite, Art of Flame, Combustion. The pass now increases your damage done with burning and poisoned. Ooh, okay, so they're adding the poison to it. Pass now grants 1,000 magic and stamina whenever you apply burning or poison. Now you have to fire off Fate Card without grabbing aggro from the... yeah. Well, we noticed it was it Josh and I? Or Zero and I when we went into IA? We went on like our Frostagons and stuff. You get through, the first arc, at a reasonable pace. We then jumped on right away, right onto our Arcanist, and went through, and it was just like a hot knife through butter. It's like, okay, stage 1 done. Stage 2 done. Boss. This is cool for DK. Well, I'm very interested about adding that poison to things. This pass has been reinforcing some of the restrictive morph engagement with the Dragon Knights, who are trying to effectively use it to its full power. Depending on your build type, you always need to find ways to find what damage type your build had less of through other morphs, enchantments, or item sets to ensure both parts of the passive procced reliably. The passive should now be simpler to understand and utilize to impose less restrictions while being less demanding on the server. There you go. Fiery Breath, Engulfing Flames, some more flame damage, taken debuff. Now scales to the highest of your offensive stats. Weapon or spell damage. This makes the maximum value harder to reach for the non-damage dealers out there, while remaining relatively unchanged for most damage-oriented builds. Draconic Power, Dragon Leaf, fix an issue where the ultimate and the Morse knockback stun effect could fail. Earth and Heart, Molten Weapons, fix an issue where the ability and its Morse visual effects could appear to engulf your companions. Oh, really? No companions were actively hurt in this process, somehow. I never saw that. Companions in tiring bodies and sweltering magma, rather just encasing. Your companions are on fire. Oh, I love it. That's hilarious. I didn't know that was a thing. All right, let me just I just want to scroll. Did they put my wardens at the end because it's something they know I'm just going to be like upset at? Okay, I'll do it in order. My wardens are at the end. Okay, really singing Ember is on fire. Let's see. Necromancer. Wait, did we do that already? Oh, no, it's back again. Gravelord, Blast Bones, reworked. This ability in Stalking Bones more. Okay. Rename this ability as Sacrificial Bones. Stalking Bones, rename. Now summon a skeleton that after a form of delay, jump to their owner to infuse them with power for 10 seconds, increasing your damage done with Gravelord and damage over time effects by 15%. I kind of like that. You kind of like get possessed. These abilities no longer require a target to activate, but they require you to be in combat. Nice. Yes, there it is, Solero. Thank you. I wish we could do that followers the 10th right. So Stalking Blast Bones, renamed a Gravelord Sacrifice. It's more of extended duration. The bonus to 20 seconds, increasing the damage done back to 20%, allowing your next corpse consuming to treat you as a corpse. Blighted Blast Bones. This morph's overall functionality remains the same. Reduce the base cost. Nice. Known issue, sacrificial blast bones in the graveyard sacrifice morph may still report the original name. Okay. If I take a stab at adjusting it. There you go. In the past, we were trying to ensure a way to continue playing the way many necromancers have been. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like this because that was one of the things that I didn't like. Well, I guess it's very similar to the Arcanist, where, like, you've got to always be beaming as much as you can. You know, skill, beam, skill, beam, skill, beam kind of thing. With Blast Bones, you had to do that. You had to do skill, Blast Bones, skill, Blast Bones, skill, Blast Bones. That was your rotation. You always had to do that. Death Knell increased the passive's crit chance. As Shock Siphon, fix an issue with its ability and its morph's damage, not properly creating their area of effect around the corpse. Living Death, reanimate, animated Blast Bones, morph. The morph now only spawns blighted Blast Bones, rather than spawning the version that you've morphed. Okay. All right, let's see if they did some cool stuff with Nightblade. Nightblade, I think everybody, we love the Nightblade. I was, like I said, Nightblade main for 4.5 years. And then, discovered I could get a lot more damage at a lot easier pace. And the Nightblade, over the last couple of years, it's been complicated. It's got some good damage, but it's just complicated. Still love my daily drive now. Yeah, the Nightblades are wonderful. Yeah, even with the nerfs, yes, and it just got complicated to get yourself at what you needed to do. It was a tough rotation. All right, Assassin, Dead Stroke, Incapacitating Strike. Increase the damage done of the enhanced version of the ultimate by 10%, extended the duration of its effects. The ultimate no longer grants Reeve for slotting. To help differentiate its morphs more, we're moving away from both of them granting a passive and active effect, and instead splitting up. Soul Harvest now focus more on its passive effect of printing ultimate in high kill count situations, while Incapacitating Strike doubles down on saving up extra ultimate for devastating bonuses moment of the cast. Better than they were for when I kind of gave up on my they're at their low. Soul Harvest morph, the morph's slotted bonus now persists through bar slot. Oh, nice. Shadow, Veilsight, Concealed Weapon. The morph now deals 10% increased damage at all times. And deals an additional 10% damage for 15 seconds after leaving self or invisibility, rather than granting Major Berserk. This morph's minor expedition and conditional require now persists through bar swap. Based on much of the feedback we've seen with this morph, many iterations, we're moving forward with a bonus that focuses on the ability itself to ensure it offers a stark and effective bonus, rather than a complicated bonus that makes the ability feel more like a management skill. Hey R2, got busy with work and missed the ESO. Look, R2, it's been a day. R2, the short version from Spaceballs, the short version is started stream, watched the ESO live, got raided by Bethesda. Luckily, hype train, lots of good people, everything like that, met new friends. When that calmed down, 3 disconnects every 15 minutes. Got on to the thing, spent about an hour going through customer service, finally set up a tech to come out, like a tech team that's going to check the poll. Finally got that. Then, an hour later, they said that my case was closed. And I'm like, case closed? What does that mean? So then got on the phone, had to go through all the stuff, everything like that, and then go finally talk to an agent. Got that, and they said, oh, there's an appointment for you at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And then I got like a text saying I got an appointment tomorrow at between 7 and 8 a.m. And I'm like, this isn't just a regular tech, right? This is someone's coming out to check the poll and all the lines and all the stuff. It's like, yeah, that's that. I'm like, okay. Well, don't close out a thing. But Maty, oh yes, and then while I was waiting for everything to happen, both times they were trying to upsell me on phone service. No. So yeah. That's early. Oh yeah, and I got up super early this morning to do the ESO live. So I have been going for 6 hours already, R2. 6 hours. Yeah, good luck. I'm going to have to set like 5 alarms. And I'm going to have to get up at like 6 because they come early sometimes. I have com crap.
Arthur cheered 10 bits. Thank you. Jumps up and down for joy for Gold Road, and Chiefs going to Super Bowl.
Chiefs going to Super Bowl! Let's go, Xanther! I just see it, so I got my machine back. There you go. I meant upsell phone service. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, no, I can't deal with that today. I'm not doing phone stuff today. I just want my stuff fixed. So yeah. So on the good side, they've got like a team, a tech team coming out to check all the pole, check all the wiring, check all the stuff. I think with Comic is more of a downsell. Well, if my internet's not working, my phone ain't going to work. If you do phone off of the internet. Yeah, we'll see if they find anything. Yeah. So there you go. And we've been going over patch notes. So it's been a day. Yeah. So wait, we know you're not happy with your service, but would you like to give us more money for the more services? You won't be happy. Yeah. Pretty much it. So yeah. So, hey, it's quick. We'll see what we get. Yeah, no interwebs, no phone. Reduce the service calls, right? All right. We're going along. Okay. Oh, I was going to ask. So I never used concealed weapon back in the day. So is concealed weapon like your spammable now? So now I think it's less complicated. Morph now just deals 10% increased damage and deals a disadvantage out for 15 seconds. After leaving stealth. Is that what it did before? My SV wanted to upsell my phone. I told them, what part of I do not use a cell phone do you right? Let's see. Siphoning, cripple. Debilitate this morph now increase the chance to apply overcharge status. Siphoning strikes make your resource more engaging. When activated, the ability will drain 4,000 health. Ability is slotted on either bar. The damage will heal you for health. Leech strikes siphoning attacks. Morph now increase the resources restored. Yeah, in PvP? Okay. Whew. Here we go. The Nightbait class has long been limited in its overall performance by how well the player can utilize light and heavy attacks between each ability and make it very difficult for many players and build types. Amen. In efforts to ease back some of this demand, thank you for the follow, we're moving forward with a rework to their primary sustain tool to be more usable by any builder player. Rather than needing to constantly activate the ability to be eligible to heal and to properly weave. It now passively heals you anytime you deal damage. Simply have it slotted. The resource portion of the ability is now granted at the base level of the skill rather than the morse, and longer grants exclusive resources, but comes at a risky cost of health. We hope that the passive healing helps lessen the risk of engaging with. Additionally, the morphs now focus on the different aspects of the skill, where leeching strikes focuses on raw healing and reducing the risk of activation, while siphoning attacks doubles down on the resource recovered by adding a passive recovery option. Years ago for Concealed Web, a little lackluster, I had it on my bar. Sounds like worth a try again. That heal will be huge. But not like so, hope so, Newgard. That sounds great. So, Let me see. While making their resource recovery more engaging. While activated, the ability will instantly drain 4,000 health and restore magicka and stamina. So are you weaving? No. Wait, I'm not. I'm forgetting my terminology. Check in briefly, back to where you'd be like, all right, R2, we'll see you later. Comcast on dropout issues, giving the standard ESO response. It is working as intended and actually a new feature. Right. All right, so we read about this already. The Sork is now getting a few changes, getting a few buffs. Major maimed enemies in 10 seconds. Attempting immobilize for 4 seconds. Refunding magicka, reduce the base cost. Straining prison, renamed this morph to Vibrant Shroud. This ability now heals allies in the area. This morph also apply major maim. Increases the cost. Shattering prison morph. Renaming this morph to Shattering Spy so avoid confusion with Room Prison. Morph's damage now happens after its own distinct effect. Increase damage done of this morph by 10% to make up for the delay. We've gone back and made Encase vastly more suitable, usable tool with less restrictions of where it can be used, similar to the aspect of Terra's adjustments from previous updates. In addition to this, we've corrected many of the shortcomings of the morphs to ensuring Shattering can be used more as a damage ability for the area effect situations while focusing and enabling more support behavior for Sorks with new Vibrant Shroud. It appears, so we're talking Nightblade, I'm guessing. It appears to reduce the need to weave in a specific order to activate the buff. Right. Yeah. Daedric Summoning. Conjured Ward. This ability and the Hardened Ward ability will heal you for 15% of your max health or magicka, whichever is higher. If no pets were shielding the abilities. Regenerated Ward. Morph now heals you for 10% of your max health and magicka. In efforts to aid lone wolf sorks, we're adding a conditional bonus on this ability to make up for the power loss it receives when you don't have pets with you, while also trying to make up for some loss in not running their primary burst heal with the Summon Twilight. We're also improving regenerative wards bonuses in hopes of getting more engagement by making the heal guarantee, but a reduction in healing so it doesn't overpower Hardened Ward. Got it. Daedric Minefield is renamed to Daedric Refuge. The mines, the ability places are now wards. They activate when you walk or an ally walk over them, and granting them a damage shield. You know, rather than immobilizing an enemy walks over them. Allies cannot be affected one of the wards more than every 2 seconds to prevent situations a single ally could take multiple shields. Yeah, started getting a healing ward now. The shield uses the higher the max magicka stamina and is capped at 43% of the target's maximum health. We're adjusting the North to be completely new, unique function to help Sorks function more in the support role and gain access to more non-pet related defensive tools. We targeted this morph to rework the engagement between the original morphs and heavy favored Daedric Tomb. This morph naturally allows for a higher target count where support abilities shine more. Would that be something... Uh-oh, he's on the Sorks now, yeah. Is that something that's for tanks? You know, so a tank could put that down and giving them an extra shield? You know, so that the tanks don't feel like they have to run any pets. I don't know if Sork tanks run pets. Tanks or healers? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. The passive now encases your... Oh, Rich, you're okay. We went past the nerf to Arcanus. The 7%, you know, ginormous beam nerf that's going to set all the forums on fire, which you're probably hearing about it already. The class is dead if you haven't heard, you know. I mean, I don't even need to read a forum for that. gosh. Maty, your nose is growing. Expert suffer the pass now increases your max health. 5 to 10% up from 4 to 8. Pass all increases your max magicka. 5 to 10. We're splitting this passive out to be more adapted to the different build types that we see Sork players engage with. Much feedback over the years has noted that players playing the class without pets can often feel very limiting and less powerful overall. So we're attempting to add small bonuses for those lone wolf Sorks out there. All the tiers over a very small change, yeah. Yeah. I know, I haven't gotten to the Warden nerf. It's coming up. Oh, boy. Let's see. Lightning Splash increases the radius size of this ability and its morphs by additional 2 minutes. That was pretty good. I always thought Splash was a little small. Smaller than, yeah. No real power. There you go. All right, Warden. Winter's Embrace. Oh, God. Glacial Presence. Reduce the potency of this passive by 50%. As chilled status effect receive a huge increase overall. This will result in a -6 damage increase between both those changes.
What the f?
There you go. What was it? I'm actually forgetting. Which one was Glacial Presence again? What did it give us? I'm actually kind of forgetting now because of just the day. What passive was it? Oh, is it increase? Did I just assume it was decrease? You're like, Rich is like, no. It says increase. Increase. Oh, my reading comprehension level is not down, something like that. It's a nerf if you name it, is Maty. That's right. My Nightblade, my sword, everything is so strong. Oh my God. Ryan, they nerfed the Arcanist, dead class. Skim instead of reading, right? Frosted got corroded. It's a trap. We're trying to tease Maty. Yeah. What's an Arcanist? Yeah. So what was Glacial Presence again? Was that the 2% increase of damage? And the 12% if you had a staff? What was it that? Nightblade, Sork, and Crow all look good. They got we just went through all 3 of those. That's the first passive. What is the first passive? Increased chance of applying chilled to enemies with Winter Embrace abilities by 200%. Increases the damage of your chilled status effect by 336. The event scales off your... Oh, okay. So they lessened that because they changed what chill is doing. Yeah. So overalls result in a 6% damage increase. Okay, we got an increase. Okay, we're fine so far. Next, Sleet Storm, I don't use. Northern Storm increases the damage done by this morph by 50%. Okay, maybe I need to start using it. Activating the ultimate now grants 50 weapons, spell damage for 5 seconds each tick, on to a max of 9 times, rather than increasing your weapon spell damage for 330 seconds. Okay, so it ramps up. Here. You might pass the exam at the end. I might. There's an exam? Oh, gosh. We're shifting the focus and strength of the ultimate into something that feels more appropriate. You just better not touch my bear. For the Masters over the Bitter Cold. Its previous iteration was relatively passive and underwhelming. Now the ultimate offers more of an impact in the moments of its activation, with a power ramping up to help add extra satisfaction and damage to your burst moments. Permafrost, reduce the damage done by this morph 32% to make up for the adjustments to the chilled. There we go. Wait, was that it? I mean, that was a lot. Please don't do that again. Please don't do that again. Probably tried to nerf the bear, but Barry fought back. Well, with the hemorrhage stuff, does that affect my pet? Because there was a little bit. Was there a reduction to hemorrhage? Is that a thing stuff? Bleed was nerfed, yeah. Xfinity, stop sending me stuff. No, I am not going to give you feedback. I've been talking to you all day long. No. I say no. Popular berry. Oh, yeah. And Rich, where is my polar bear skin? I think after the day that I've had, I deserve a polar bear skin. I'm just saying. Maty's hard day equals polar bear skin. He got your feedback. He must have. With all the Ravens stuff, you probably get a purple skin. I know, everything's Ravens. Could have been that hard a day. Oh. I would love to give them a piece of my mind. That's going to be some feedback. I know. I should just let Mama write it. Mama will write a whole dissertation and just tear them limb from limb. Good golly. How was our phone call? You mean the phone call that I had to say no, 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 yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, 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 agent, agent. At one point, I just started to say agent until it worked. Are you guys buffering? I look good. I look good. Am I okay? See, we're talking about them and they know. Am I all right? Looks fine? Looks okay? Okay. Looks fine to me? I think I was okay, Tina. That might have been a little buff. No buffering here? Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Heck. If it goes down again, we're at that point. Anywho. Guild. Inner fire reduces the cost and stability of the inner rage morphs. Down there, reduce the damage of the... Wait, hold on. Warden. Sork. Nightblade. Necromancer. Dragon Knight. Arcanist. What class is not here? Oh my gosh, can I come over for some lasagna? I don't feel like cooking tonight. Templar. Which is Rich's favorite character class? What's Templar? Oh, actually, yeah, let's make it more thing. What is Avron's favorite one? I think it's more an Avron thing than a Rich thing.
What the
Mm-hmm. Bard? Bard is missing. This is true. Bard is missing. Oh my god. Templar, no changes this patch. Yep. All right. Did I do... the guild stuff was actually pretty... Inner Beast increases the damage morph, this morph, inner rage. Boom. Seriously, don't tell Avril. I know. She actually morphed those two things together to make an alert for her. Genius. It does a dun 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 dun, dun and then it's for Queen and Avron. Yeah. Well, hey, I actually don't. What do you? Okay, let's pause there. What do y'all think? Because the gameplay and combat stuff is usually the biggest stuff. I think that's pretty good. It looks like they're trying to bring back some Nightblade, to make it easier on the rotation. They're making the Necro easier on the rotation so you don't have to do skill, blast bones, skill, blast bones if you don't want to. It's like a choice. They're now making it so that you don't have to have, so that if you don't want pets for the Sork, you don't have to have them and you feel like you can still do damage. Looking pretty good, right? Yeah, even the Arcanist. We knew the Arcanist would have to, they got to do a little bit. Arcanists are dead. Yep, Arcanists are dead. Yeah. So the two major things in it is that the beam and the shield is a little bit less. I think that's pretty fair. I really do think that's pretty fair. And they changed, a bunch of the effects, which is really cool. Frosted got commercial. Yeah. What you how the morph that you can have for the here I can show it. The morph that you can have the beam that gives you the shield at the same time. They brought it down a little bit. So Pragmatic Fake Carver, reduce the potency of the damage shield to its morph's shield. This morph offers a 16%. And then Fix It issue with the shield did not have a max health. So the shield is now capped out. Is the sky falling? It is, Zuna. 7%. Fake Carver. Minus 7%. Arcanists are going to hit like a wet noodle.
Suck it up, like.
Yep. There's my thing. I always lose my cursor. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah. On my tank, I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. It's the beam. Fake Carver is the other beam. And people usually use it the most because it gives you a little bit of shielding. Yep. And to be honest, it's a very strong shield. Yep. I use that to withstand the... Well, I was using it the other night in VAS +2 when I got the guy on me, the mini on me, that wrecks you. What I did was that I was beaming while he was attacking me, so that I had that shield to protect me. Yeah. So you actually have two things that you don't even need to hit a target. That you can do the arm that'll heal you, and you don't have to hit anything. And you have the beam that can shield you. Yeah. And the shield is still awesome. They've now put, because it was too high of a shield. Overall. Oh no, things would be closer than in balance. Whatever will we do? We'll be able to play how we want and have choice, right? Right, Iffy? Now instead of just like, oh, I have to play Arcanist because it does the most, I'm like, ooh, what else can I play in this thing? Where else can I take? Yeah, I'm gonna be so mad. Somebody bring me a forum to complain. Oh my gosh. Iffy, I bet there's people that all they saw was that minus 7%. Arcanist dead class. Let's see. Itemization item sets. Fix many set stuff. I don't know these like too much. Let's see if there's anything. If there's anything in here that you're like, oh yeah, let's take a peek at that. Let me know. You can also block by beam. Yeah, it's a yeah. Plus, it looks cool. It's all that. Yeah, it is a pretty. You know, like I said, well, it made my 1-bar Arcanist really work. I mean, it still will, but it's like, you know, you put on Scholar, Inspired Scholar, and then it's just, you know, the tentacle beam, tentacle beam, and you're getting healed and shielded as you're doing major damage. Room Carver buff, fixed issue where the set damage had a lower chance to apply the status. There we go. Grizzly Gourmet, fixed an issue where multiple users of the set can sometimes consume each other's sweet rolls. Interesting. Tormentor. Overland set Salvation. Trial Sense Auroria. This set's perfected version now grants 129 weapon damage rather than a max Magicka. So it now offers all weapon and spell damage. There you go. Companion's response could hardly be heard. Fix the issue where companions would not attack. They enter combat while at an outfit station. Ooh. Frost Arcanist build. There you go. In Blackwood. So these are just area fixes. Sunspire, Greymore, High Isle, Scalebreaker, Somerset, Base Game, animation stuff, Crown Store stuff, Dungeons and group content. Ryan goes, I think it was more of a case of the Arcanist was too close to be able to produce the damage near you. Yeah, Zuna in blue gear, you know, was just too powerful. And so they're like, okay, we at least got to get it up to that. No worries, Zep. We'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, there were some Necromancer here, but for the good. Your blast bones. It was all about the blast bones. So you can still do blast bones like you usually do, but now you can do a blast bones where it gives you a buff. So extra like 10% buff to your damage and stuff. So yeah. So I guess that you conjure it and it smashes into you. Blessed Crucible. Infinite Archive. Thoat now grants 10% more XP when slain by dual players. You can no longer buy too much of an item fragment beyond the amount you need in Infinite Archive. Threads will no longer be removed. Erroneous if monsters evade you. Well, you're still engaged with them. Thank goodness. And bleed on the Sith, yeah. Stages, knock-in enemies of stages with Infinite Archive would no longer result in stall progress or thread loss. Portals to the unknown, the pursuit of the passive in the werewolf skill line, now correctly reapplies after your character returns from transformations. Buff bones, that's what I get. Portals, let's see, versus and visions, the Guardian of Petulance no longer reduces damage to itself the same way as other pets, ensuring it special ability can be used more often. Thank goodness, because that is a good one, but it takes forever. The fire orb can no longer be removed by... Oh! Oh, that's huge! The fire orb can no longer be removed by enemies. Oh my goodness. One, I'm loving these patch notes too. I think they're just right. You know, a fire orb, so you could get a fire, so people were not picking fire orb later in rounds, later in arcs, because they come out and they get cleaved. Yeah. You know what I'd also like? I'd also like that too for the eyeball, for the taunt. Because that goes down pretty quick, too. Psycho Boss Lady Thorn no longer has a chance to remain untargetable after using the scatter ability. Okay. Fixes issue. That's Witches Festival. The Xanathar Festival. General fix mushrooms achievements. Issue of PvP and Justice achievements. Idemic memory. That's just for Jimmy. Housing. Added missing furniture tags. Adding a name tag to Bren. Adjust the name. Furnishing. I'm just going through this just in case there's anything good. Size. Someone's fixed an issue with a statue. Added animated tag. Fixed an issue with a furnishing. Plant McMire. Fixed an issue with Grandmaster crafting stations. Adjust the collision. Adjust the visual effects. Furnishing. Netic orb. Made minor visual adjustments to the following furnishings. Going puzzle totem, Grandmaster Truly crafting station, High Isle bookcase, High Isle cheat well, Leo Winhearth, A3 Necrom doorway, Visual Mora. Remove the animated tag on the furnishing Brazier and the Fire Drakes as it does not animate. Corrected several furnishings that incorrectly referred to Akos instead of RK. All right, all those tapestries. This is PTS is on the PTS of 41. This will be update with 41. First in decorative drives. Oh, here's a letter from a Xander. Where they could unintentionally be sold to merchants. That's bad. Just saw a pin post. There you go. A Shabadoo NPC quest giver should be. Homes, fix an issue, Emissary Enclave, place clear walls, little things. This last rare crash I could leave in guilds, fix some issues for Dungeon Finder queue, fix an issue if you interact with an object in first person view. Region crash, crafting zones, a kill desert, Hordon, Bankerai. Fix a Sky Shard in Glenumbra. Natch Boats. And Stonefalls. UI fix another heap of typos and dialogue. GIF no. UI error. Realize and resizing window. Fix issue of hovering over entities. Adding support for PlayStation. This crash could occur due to integrate HML for UI controls. Fix the UI error occurring on the Infinite Archive leaderboard. Assistant. Furnishings. Fix an issue where the preview option can be present on things that cannot be previewed. Nugget achievement to register. Gamepad mode. Group Finder added 2 new play styles as options. Roleplay and story. Group Finder, champion points when same. Guilds functionality. Messages. Another day screen could appear truncated and with censored text in it. Housing, fix an issue where the game would still think you were in housing editor mode. Oh my gosh, we did it! Boom.